The fifth gospel is a thriller set entirely inside Vatican walls, told from the point of view of a Vatican priest. In order to write it, I spent 10 years researching the Vatican and interviewing priests who had worked there or trained there. What I'd like to do now is share with you some of the most interesting things I learned about the place. First of all, the Vatican is its own sovereign, independent country. It's the smallest one in the world. It's even smaller than a golf course, and it would fit in just one corner of Central Park here in New York City. But it is a fully fledged country. The Vatican prints its own passports, its own money. This is an example of a Vatican euro coin from the year of 2 popes, 2005. The Vatican has its own national anthem, its own national flag, and if you believe some cardinals, its own national soccer team. The second thing you might not know about the Vatican is that, ancient as that site is, the country is less than 100 years old. How did the Pope get a country of his own? He started with a much bigger one. You can find it mentioned in old tour books like this Baedeker. In 1870, though, the very last of the Pope's lands were stolen away from him to create modern Italy, and the Pope, in protest, locked himself inside the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican. He would not come out for 60 years in protest until Benito Mussolini had his government offer the Pope not only a large financial settlement, but also a tiny new country all its own. 108 acres entirely on a hillside in Rome, and when the Pope agreed, the modern Vatican city-state was born. The third thing you might not know about the Vatican is that it actually has the highest crime rate in the world. On a given day, up to 20,000 people will visit the Vatican museums, and wherever the tourists go, the pickpockets follow. But the Vatican also has an interesting history of more serious crime. Crimes on Vatican soil can be prosecuted under 2 different codes of law. The world recently watched as the Pope's butler was placed under trial in a Vatican courtroom under Vatican law by a Vatican judge. One more thing you might not know about the Vatican is that not all Catholics at the Vatican itself are Roman Catholics. Roman Catholics are those who belong to the Western or Latin rite of the Church, but the Church has more than 20 different traditions under it, representing the practices that evolved in Christian capitals in the early Church from all over the Mediterranean world. But all Catholics of all traditions have something in common. They're all in communion with each other, and they look to the Pope for leadership.